Wayde, Matty Johns, mate. That's a tough win tonight. I tell you, what was the adjustment after Vegas? Because he's really gone through the roof after that.
Yeah, mate, we just got back to basics and we trained really hard during the week. And, yeah, I think we sort of found the style that worked for us against Manly, and we're just trying to take that into each week, mate.
Yeah. Wayde, it's Heine, mate. Well done on another great win. But young Halasima scoring his first try in the NRL. I saw the box wasn't really happy with his try celebrations. Could have probably brought it round onto the sticks a little bit more.
Yeah, I think he was kissing to the crowd about 40 metres out. He's a freak lecker, and he can do that sort of stuff. He's got some big plays in him, and I think he's about 14 years old, so it'll be good to see him in a couple of years.
Hey, Wayde, Origin's just around the corner. Has Laurie Daly been in contact with you?
Nah, not yet, mate. I'm just trying to play some good footy for the Warriors and get some wins on the board and let my footy take care of that, mate. And, yeah, whatever happens from that. But my focus is playing some good footy for the Warriors.
I tell you, Wayde, as I said here before, mate, love those no-look passes, brother. Keep them going.
Thanks, boys. Thanks for having me.
Good on you. Wayde. Going, mate. Gone from strength to strength, the Warriors. They really struggled in Vegas, but they've bounced back 3 in a row now. 26-24 over the Tigers. It was a really hard game to pick before the match, and that's how it transpired.
Yeah, tough game. Tigers were coming for them. They thought the Tigers did what they did against the Dolphins last week when they all came from behind. But, yeah, Wayde Egan was brilliant around the rucks. And I think these two halves, as you mentioned, Matty, they sort of struggled in Vegas, but every week Luke Metcalf is becoming a better and better seven. I know he's he likes running the ball, but I thought tonight his game management was first class.
It's really good. And the fact that, like, of course they've centralised their attack and simplified it. It's allowed Wayde to be the centrepiece player and the other two blokes run the football. But I tell you what, always been a tough side to play, Bradman, the Warriors.
Yeah, always. They always got a big pack, and then obviously they're back five, big, fast. You need to go with the game plan and execute it to beat the Warriors. I
tell you what, the Benj you look at, and Rue, there was a couple of decisions there with an obstruction, which was right, they were the correct decisions.
He was knocked on over the line, but I think they'll take a lot out of this game. The Tigers, that last 4 or 5 minutes, chasing the scoreboard a little bit, trying to find a little bit more control. I think that's where Jerome needs to step up and take a bit more control within the side, right near the death end, because there was a few chances they could have. Got through a few more sets a bit better and put a bit more pressure on them too.
Halasima, 19. When I was 19, I had a cat weasel moustache and barely through puberty. But just and this one here, they said, let Luke Metcalf. Looks an easy kick, but under pressure, that's a great nudge.
Hey, Bradman, you played the Tigers first round. Obviously, you got the cash in a tight one. Did you notice a different sort of Tigers this year compared to years gone by?
Yeah, definitely. I think I don't know what it was. Obviously, round one, the media attention around them, they turned up to play, and I think Romy going there, Terrell May, I think they're a defensive side where I think is in the past years they've sort of relied on more of their attack, but I think definitely they're more about defence.
Yeah, they're defending well. I tell you what, today, this is the big story today was Manly 26-12 over Parramatta. Or should I say, all week the big story's been Manly in and around DCE. For DCE, look, you wouldn't know there was any drama. It was just business as usual. He just got on with it. Manly just got on with it, and they won the football game.
Yeah, they started off as they do at Brookie very, very quickly. You know, they went up, they got 12-0 in the blink of an eye. Daly Cherry-Evans, probably wasn't the best player on the field, but he plays like how he does.
He does.
You know, he's very, very consistent. His kicking game, he just turns them around. Second half, I don't know whether it was the weather, the conditions, or what, but the Eels sort of hung in there towards the end. But
a lot of that from the Eels, though. I thought Iongi was all right at the start of the game, and then he dropped that one and then kind of lost his confidence a bit. And then the whole side kind of started dropping their heads.
But fair to the kid, he's their most likely player.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Like the side, unfortunately, at the moment is not offering up too much in attack. Like they'll defend their backsides off, but they're a little bit boring. Boring in attack. And Iongi's the only one really trying to show a bit of
they're
spark.
working hard. The good news is Mitchell Moses back earlier than thought now. So they're saying 2 to 3 weeks. So that's great news. Tom Trbojevic. Tom, medial ligament injury. We don't know the extent of the tear or if it's a strain. He'll go for scans probably tonight or tomorrow, and we'll know more.
Even before he did that injury, he had his right leg strapped, and I thought he looked a bit lame in the first couple of minutes. So the media that they're saying sort of has now on top of that. So maybe he needs a couple of weeks off.
I know he probably want to stay out there, but when the other knee was strapped and the back end of that first half, he was struggling.
Yeah, it was.
You've got to get him off.
The whole team sort of struggled when he went off a bit. There was the different dynamic when he went off. So can they afford to rest him for a while? Like obviously with that's what I mean. Like
Lehigh Hopple,
high pants.
He
loves his high pants. Yeah.
Do you know what he did?
Say that to his dad.
I'm not saying to his dad. I'm not saying to his old man. No.
What about today? Like Lehigh, just little things he does really easy. Like the first kick down field from Parramatta, he just went bink and caught it like that in the wet. Class act. Now, the big story, as we said all week, has been Daly Cherry-Evans. An eventful press conference. Let's have a look.
Yeah, well, obviously there was a fair bit spoken after the announcement was made on Monday night. So I feel like it could have ended pretty quickly early in the week, but it obviously didn't, which means conversations were continuing to happen outside of the ones happening between the club and I. So that's where I felt like it got a bit nasty and a bit ugly. But, well, it's hard not to take things personally sometimes because we're all human. One thing I have gotten pretty good and used to is controlling the things that you can control and keeping your focus on the things that are important, which is your footy side and your family. So I did that the best I could this week.
But to witness the smear campaign, it sort of implies that someone was behind it. When you say that, do you mean that was coming from the club, coming from the media, coming from people within the club, or within the, like where do you think that smear campaign was coming from?
I know who it's coming from, and it's not appropriate to talk about it. You guys obviously know where it's coming from as well, but I'm old enough and big enough to handle it. But people are aware of it, and I don't mind the fact that I've made people aware of it.
Can I ask you, do you think the media was being fed stuff to write?
Is it something... Sorry, you go.
By whom?
I'm not sure. Or maybe I am and I'm not telling. Honestly, I was really emotional today when I heard the Hill supporting me. I was a little bit worried it wasn't going to go that way based on what was being put in the media, but I reckon they saw right through it and made me so proud that they're supporting me. I get this decision isn't going to make everyone happy, and I've owned that from the start, but the reception I got today, it made me really proud to be the captain of Manly.
Did you have a timeline when you expected?
I don't, and I know it's going to annoy you. I'm really sorry about that. I really am. That's where the part I understand speculation is going to continue. But I hope you can understand that's why I've given the club time to move on in their direction, and then it will allow me freedom to do my thing in the background. So that's why it is the way it is. I can take my time.
What about poor old Sieb sitting there going, please let me disappear. Please. Hey, when this first happened, the first thing Daly and everyone said was there's no bad blood. Well, there's obviously a lot of bad blood that's gone on. One thing about Manly is Manly have proved in the past they can have everything going on within the club, the coach, against the board and everything, and they can still win competitions. And as we've said before, boys, a lot of people from the outside go, there's so much going on, the skipper's leaving, how are they going to handle this? As football clubs and football players, you just do, don't you? You just get on with things.
We have to. That's just the nature of the beast.
But it doesn't really affect.
I don't think it. But someone like Daly he's so cool, calm, and collected. Nothing phases him. I don't think any of this is really bothering him at all. Like if anything, I'm enjoying it. It's like a soap opera at the moment. We're trying to figure out who's doing the smear campaigns. We've got our suspicions.
Gordon.
We think it's Gordon.
Definitely Gordon.
But it's interesting. And to not know where he's signing, everyone's hanging on the edge of the seat to find out what's going on.
What's the word in the eastern suburbs? Any scuttlebutt going on?
No, it's quite quiet in the eastern suburbs at the moment. Eerily similar to when Cooper Cronk signed. You would think, the Roosters are sort of crying out for some experienced halves. I know they got Chad Townsend and Sandon Smith, but if he comes on the market...
Newcastle, 14 million for 10 years. Daly Cherry-Evans.
Not bad.
Yeah, she's got some dosh up there.
Oh, mate, don't we, Bradman? Don't worry about it. Look at that ring. Come on. Well, it's going to be interesting where he ends up.
Are the Dogs off the hook, though, in all honesty? I know Gus said it's not off limits, but they've got a bit in the bank.
Gus
he'd be a good fit there.
Gus is very, very clever. Very, very smart. If you're a recruitment or the boss of a club and they said, are you going after Daly Cherry-Evans? you'd say, no, we're not interested. Because the moment you sort of say, oh, mate, we're really keen, suddenly everyone ups their offer.
Correct.
Suddenly they get more aggressive in the chase. So, you know, I know Manly came out recently and said, mate, we're looking at Jamal Fogarty and Adam Reynolds. If you're really going hardcore after a bloke and you want to be smart, you don't announce it. Just hide in the shadows.
Matty, I was just going to see the Manly fans have got around this, you know, this scandal. It's not a scandal, is it? The Daly Cherry. There's a couple of Manly fans, what they had to say about the whole drama.
Pass me the ball, this man. Give it to me.
Ringer! Shoemaker! Shoemaker! Quick, to the Millennium Falcon chili. Manly! Ringer! Manly! Ringer! What? Manly! Manly! Get up! Give it up! Yeah, you going down!